Solving percent problems. I can determine what percent one number is of another number to solve various problems. We're going to look at something today called the percent equation. When you look at a percent, percents like 52% really is the fraction 52 over 100 because 52 is the part of the percent. Okay, so if you take the percent and you put it over 100, so 52 over 100, 52 is really the part and 100 is the whole. So today we're going to deal with this proportion. It's known as the percent equation. To find percent, you're going to hear these words. What percent? What percent? Anytime you see those, you need to think your answer is going to end up as a percent. You can use the percent equation to find it. But to be honest with you, it's probably not the easiest thing to use. It's easier just to find the percent of something. And in order to find the percent, we set up a fraction. We find the part. The part is 204. What percent of 2,000 is 204? And then 2,000. So it's like you had 2,000 questions on a test and you got 204 of them right. So you're finding what percent, so you divide those and you get your answer to be 0.102, but we need this a percent, so we're going to move it 2 times, which would give me 10.2%. So what percent of 2,000 is 204? So what, if this is the whole, this is the part, it's 10.2. Here's another one. 23 is what percent of 92? So we want to find that percentage again, so we need a fraction. So 23 is the part and 92 is the whole. So then we just divide them. And you get 0.25, which when you turn it to a percent is 25%. So anytime you have to find the percent, you want to think about setting up an equation and dividing it. A fraction and dividing it. All right, finding the part. The part is this. So it might say 20% of 55 is what number? Well, here you go. We've been working with this. 20% of 55. You know how to do that. It's just percent of a number. So what piece of 55 is 20%? 0.2 times 55 gives me 11. So we found the part of it. The part of 55 that's 20% is 11. Here it is again, 35% of 90. Well, 0.35 times 90 gets me 31.5. Now nowhere on here does it say what percent, so we don't have percent signs. We are finding a piece, 35% of this 90, so we're finding a piece of the 90. When you're finding the part, you use the percent of a number. Way to do it using a decimal is the easiest. This one is a little bit harder, finding the whole. This is when this percent equation becomes huge. You might say something like this, 20% of what number is 5? So I'm not looking for a percent, and I'm given the part because 20% of what? We don't know what the what is. We don't know what the original amount was. So here's where you're going to need a percent equation. So we're going to take the percent, 20 over 100. We don't know the whole. 100 represents the whole. We don't know that, but we do know the 5. So use our proportion idea. 20 goes to 5 dividing by 4. So 100 divided by 4 is 25. So 20% of 25 is 5. Let's see if that works. So if I take 0.2 times 25, I should get 5, and I do. So let's look at a word problem that uses this. If you have an entertainment budget of 30% of your weekly wages, you plan to spend $10.50 on a movie night. How much will you need to earn at your job? You don't even know how much you make. Your job is the biggest thing. So we're finding 30% of your job has to eat is 10.5. We don't know what that job is. So we're going to have to take 30 over 100. We don't know our total. That's our bottom. We don't know our 100%, but we know the top is 10.5. So how did I get from 30 to 10.5? Oh, I got a huge 2.857. Okay, so then I got to divide 100 by that. And I would get $35. You could have also taken 30 over 100 equals 1050. So you didn't have to worry about this big number that went on forever. Remember, you could have simplified. Divide by 10, divide by 10, and I get 3/10. 3 goes to 1050. 3.5 times. Way easier. 10 times 3.5 is 35. So I need to earn $35 at my job to use 30% of it to go to the movie. This one is by far the hardest. So I want you to begin your worksheet. While you're doing your worksheet, look at highlighting and looking for what percent of, or are you looking for this last one, the what of it. That's the percent equation.